And Senator Feinstein, let me begin with you. You met with the president this week. He had a group of members of Congress and senators down to meet with him. And we know, and you saw Secretary Clinton say that as well, the president seems to have ruled out immediate withdrawal from Afghanistan or a major increase of troops in the hundreds of thousands. But did he reveal anything else about his thinking, and what did you recommend to him?
Well, what he revealed was his thinking up to this point, and that the fact that he wanted to hear from various members, and some of us spoke up. And I'll tell you what I said. I reviewed all of the intelligence and looked at the situation, and it was pretty clear to me that violence was up 100%, 950 attacks in August. The Taliban now controls 37% of the people in the areas where these people are. Attrition in police is running 67%, either killed or leaving the service. And the mission is in serious jeopardy. I think General McChrystal, who is one of our very best, if not the best at this, has said a counterterrorism strategy will not work. The president said to us very clearly, just as you said, George, we will not pull out. Now, if you're going to stay, you have to have a way of winning. The question is, what is that way? And I think the counterinsurgency strategy, which means protecting the people, not shooting from afar, but securing, taking, holding, and providing security for a period of time is really critical.
That leads to a key question that I know the White House was debating actually this week. In order to defeat al-Qaeda, do you need to completely defeat the Taliban, or can you learn to live with the Taliban? What's your answer to that question, Senator Feinstein?
I think it depends on what you mean by Taliban. I think if you take the Haqqani network, which I gather was generally responsible for the bombing of the Interior Ministry in Kabul, I think they're hardcore fanatics. If you look back, too, at Taliban control when it had more in the earlier days, and I've got to tell you, I particularly worry about women in Afghanistan, acid in their face of children, girl children who go to school, women who can't work when they're widowed, huddled on the streets, begging, women beaten and shot in stadiums, you know, Sharia law with all of its violence. I mean, that's one element of the Taliban. I think we need to look for those warlords that we can work with, those Pashtuns who want to work for stability, for good, solid governance. I don't think we can make the country into a Jeffersonian democracy, but I do think you've got to stabilize this country. You leave this country, and the Taliban are increasing all of the time. They're taking over more. It will have a dramatic impact on Pakistan one day. I really believe that. Now, should we stay there for 10, 12 years? General, I don't think so. I don't think the American people are up for that or want that. But I think, I don't know how you put somebody in who is as crackerjack as General McChrystal, who gives the president very solid recommendations, and not take those recommendations. If you're not going to pull out, if you don't want to take the recommendations, then you put your people in such jeopardy, just like the base in Nuristan. We lost 8 of our men. We didn't have the ability to defend them, and now the base is closing, and effectively we're retreating away from it. And so I think the decision has to be made sooner rather than later.